Hey guys, back at it again. Hope you're all doing well and keeping yourselves entertained in this fun time we're all having. But today I thought, get it out of the way. People keep asking what I'm going to do with that antler that I found last week. That's this piece here, and I thought today I would just do some simple little crafts. Some simple, some not so simple, but I've got a whole raft of antler pieces here, so I thought it'd be kind of fun just to do a few little things with it. I'm not going to get too carried away with the finishing techniques and whatever, just kind of more like the ideas, and we'll see where it takes us. You know, when you're dealing with antler, one of the things that I don't like about it is it just gives me flashbacks to being at a dentist. That drilling of the teeth, that bone, that smell, it's pretty foul. I don't care for it at all. And when I do any sanding and whatnot, I always like to wear a mask too, just so you don't get that stuff down in your lungs. But anyway, you know, mice love to chew on the antlers when they're laying in the bush, and I guess they get some calcium from it. So when you got a couple bad ones there, I'm just going to knock this little tine off here. We're going to start off real simple on this project. Oh yeah, right back to the dentist. Just drill a little hole in there. Gonna grab a piece of sandpaper. Okay, gonna grab a little bit finer nice sandpaper. Finishing job on this stuff. Just gonna clean it all up. Take a little bit of wax. It's not overly necessary. There. Now we've got a little thing. Depending on the little piece of tine, you can wear that on your neck, or you can put it on your keychain. That's an easy one. All right, next, another really good one. When you're dealing with the butt end and the crown, a lot of guys will take a Dremel and carve the face, use this medallion, or they cut it off and use it as a drawer pull. But a lot of the bushcrafters like to cut these off and put them on, put a fire steel in it. And I'm not going to do that because I was gifted this beautiful thing from one of my viewers. And isn't that nice? Start your fire. So anyway, I'm not going to make that, but great idea and a thoughtful gift for me. So while we have a little bit of width here, I'm going to take a little slices out of here, and I'm going to whip up a couple of these little antler rings. I'll show you how I do that. One thing I should have said right off the bat is you can cut this antler with kind of more like a hacksaw blade. Cuts easily with a hacksaw blade. You don't have to have a bandsaw at all. But anyway, for the rings, I would like these are ones I made for Sophie in the past, and I had Willow try this on, and she wants it for a thumb ring. So I figured it's probably a hair under number 9 ring, so about a 3/4 inch drill bit will get you that. Now, when you're looking at the antler, I hope I can show this, you can see how the center is more porous, and you want to get rid of as much of that as we can. So I'm going to drill it off center just to keep the hard part and try and take out as much of that, for lack of a better term, the pithy part, and then we'll just sand up to the hole rather than make the hole for the antler. I'm going to use a Forstner bit, and like I said earlier, I'm not going to try and drill it to match the outer edge. I want to drill it to take out that pithy part. So. There you go. So now I've got that to work with, and now I'll just sand to the center hole rather than try to center the hole. Does that make any sense? I am not a ring wearer, but I am told by the experts upstairs that thin is better than thick. Whereas you get if you're wearing it in your fingers, it's going to touch your fingers. The thinner the better. So there's a couple things you can do. So if this was my ring, I can make the sides thin, and I could keep a little nub on there. You know what I mean? And that'd be like the jewel. But in this case, I'm not going to. I'm going to make it all uniform around. Fine sanding. It's amazingly well. Obviously, it's a bone of sorts, but it's thin, but it's still strong. I haven't seen one actually break. But you want to take all the sharp corners off, and make sure, depending on your drill bit, but you want to make sure the center is nice and smooth as well. It's got some nice grains in it even. I'm going to put a little bit of wax on it and call it done. The wax isn't even that important, because I find that, like with Sophie's here, the oils from your hand or whatever end up giving it a real nice polish anyway. But for looks right now, we'll put a little bit of this wax on it. But there we have antler ring. Okay, now we've got some little antler buttons, toggles, right? Now the trick about that is, see, the thinner as you move up the antler, it gets more dense. So you would never want to make a button with that as the core, because this is weaker, whereas that's much stronger. Alright, so you can make buttons and toggles of any length, what have you, but yeah, always like the antler buttons. Now this one here is a little bit different. We're just going to get this one all chucked up here on the lathe, and we'll make a little ornament. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, as I could spend a lot of time with the finishing, but just to give you the overall idea. Here goes nothing. Okay, we're gonna nip the top off of there. A little bit of sanding. We've got a little antler tree. Now, if I had a little Dremel tool, I could put some little nicks coming down and finish it up real nice, just by giving it some divisions and stuff. But one little antler, you can't see that, antler Christmas tree. Tell you what, I just ran out and came back in. The smell in here is horrific. It's such a gross smell. Terrible. We got a little pendant. Let me grab some twine here. There, look at that. Aren't I pretty? Alright. One pendant. It's gonna be like Christmas around here today. So I saved a little deer here, little antler set. This is a perfectly matched set. And there's so many different things you can do. Just even on its own, you can make coat hooks, coat racks, trinket, key rings, all kinds of stuff. But I've already got it in my head what I want to do, and I think I'm going to use this in a little bit of a different way. I want to have these antlers support a shelf. Not really look like they support a shelf. So I'm going to make a little, maybe about 2-foot shelf. I got a gnarly chunk of walnut here. And I'm not going to make this into a big project. I'm just going to give you the basics of what I'm doing. And it's not fine furniture, it's just a shelf. But the idea is going to be to mount these in a way that's going to hold the shelf. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? For all of you that don't believe in gremlins or gnomes or whatever, I'd like you to explain to me who's been taking my tape measures, because I had like 5 here. I can't find one. This might help you understand a little bit better. So if I want, this is the shelf, top of the shelf is underneath. So I'm going to mount that on there. So as you can see, the flat spot where I get the tines touching the wood, we're only down to get that nice perfect there. It's about 2 3/4 inches center to that. As long as the outside of the shelf is over 8.5 inches, I'm golden. So let's just cut some wood. Like I said earlier, we're not making fancy furniture here. More of a craft. I'll probably end up outside. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time being fancy. Just going to countersink screws in here. 3 of them in. And centered. Right around there. Alright. All I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a pilot hole through these. I'm going to drill a smaller hole centered in here that will receive a screw. And before I mount the antler, I'm just gonna go around and do a real quick rough sanding, take all the sharp corners off it. But like I said, not gonna get carried away. Got a nice bark edge on there, and yeah, it's not gonna be it's not fine furniture. Ouch. Gonna rub some linseed oil on it. Just a little bit of protectant. And make it pop. Alright, linseed oil rag straight in the wood stove or outside in a bucket. While you think about it, don't throw it down because you'll forget. Okay, I'm just going to take my screw, put it up through the hole, put on my antler, hold my antler roughly where I want it to be. Nice. That's on there good too. There you go. That looks pretty sweet. Cool. And there is our antler shelf. Down the wall. Like I said, it's not fine furniture. These antlers really do nothing for strength. They just give you the look of a shelf support. This wood is so thick it's not going anywhere, so I like it. I like it a lot. That's it. That's all I got for you today. Like I said, dozens of more ideas out there, but I think that's good enough for today. So I'm going to clean up this stink of a workshop and get back to something else.